So today was a pretty cool day at work. Today is the National Day of Racial Healing. The National Day of Racial Healing always comes the day after MLK Day. And I work in our formerly known as, I live in Louisiana. Okay, so my job is to host events. And so we had a documentary about a man named James Meredith, who is the first person to integrate the University of Mississippi. I do want to note, because his wife noted, that there were other people who tried before him, and they were okay. And so some point in the documentary, they asked, it said something about like his parents had been training him since he was 7 years old. Okay, that happened in the documentary. Also, he was shot. He was doing a walk from Memphis to Jackson and was shot by a man. And that is when MLK and all those other people decided to finish that walk for him. So that famous walk was actually started by this man who did it on his own. Okay. So during the question and answering, because his wife was on, he's still alive, by the way. This man is still alive. The first person to integrate the University of Mississippi is still alive. Okay. All right. Anyway, so someone asked the question, what training did he have since the age of 7? And of course, his wife wasn't there, She actually wasn't born. She told me they were however many years apart. But she did mention that all he did was go to school, church, and home. And that his parents built a school for all the black kids because they couldn't go to the other school. School, church, home. There's a picture of him leaving one of the buildings at the University of Mississippi, and he had his Bible in his hand. I asked, well, what made him so fearless, right? Because he is confident in every single one of these pictures. His wife is talking about how he was so focused on school that he didn't even look at his classmates. Like, he was there to graduate, go to class, and graduate. So I asked him what made him so fearless. And in that moment, she decides to share a story that he was warned about the shooter. He was warned. The man got shot on his second day from his walk from Memphis to Jackson, Mississippi. He was warned. And he said, oh, let the shooter be. It'll be okay. The man got shot. Okay. So I'm sitting here. I'm like, what in the world? And then she has the audacity to say that he said that he felt like he should have done more. And I'm sitting here like, what do you mean? What more could you have done? Why am I telling you this story? One, you need to look up Mr. James Meredith because he's a cool dude. There are plenty of documentaries out there about him. But two, because when you really are rooted in God, you are fearless. Like, I don't think I realize how many of the trailblazers before me really had to be fearless, like fearless in a real way. And we're talking about posting on social media and asking my students, asking me a question because they scared to ask a question. These are people who are willing to risk their lives to integrate a school. If you don't have Jesus, that level of fearlessness, I am astonished. That's all I got. I'm rambling, but I am astonished. This man was fearless. He said, I know other people have died before me, but I don't think that's going to happen to me. Y'all got to get to know Jesus. This stuff that we're afraid of in 2026 compels in comparison of what people had to fight for and were afraid of back in the day. Get to know Jesus. You're going to be all right. Do it anyway. Talk to you later.